Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another storytime compilation, and this one is gonna be petty things I did in middle school. I was a petty cunt. I mean, I still kind of am, but back then, girl. It's been a minute since I've done a storytime, not gonna lie. Alright, okay, so, holy fuck, this is so embarrassing. First story, let me set the scene. This was back in 3rd grade, I want to say, and I was a petty bitch. I had a boyfriend, we're gonna name him Brad, and like obviously like boyfriend, you know what I mean, like it was kind of like a known thing in our grade that like Brad, I almost just said his real name, Brad and I were like a thing, a couple, you know, like we were like a couple. So in 3rd grade, a new bitch came to the school, and we're gonna name her Jessica. She was very pretty, she had blonde hair. So this is very crucial to the story. When I was in 2nd grade, I moved from the town that I always lived in to another town, and then I moved back a year later. So during that year, Jessica had gone to that school. So she wasn't technically a new girl because everyone knew who she was except for me, but she moved back, like we kind of just like switched places. So yeah, everyone knew her except for me because the year that she had gone to that school, I was out of town. So I came up to her and was like, oh my god, hi, my name is Sasha, what's your name? Like, do you want me to show you around? Like, just genuinely very excited because I love meeting new people and making friends. So technically she wasn't like a new girl because she had already lived there for like a year or something, but since we had switched classes from 2nd to 3rd grade, me and my group of friends were appointed her like little guides basically. Like we were gonna, you know, show her the turf, show her how to ride the waves, and we were just kind of like appointed that by the principal, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so everyone kind of knew Jessica already, and we, you know, hung out. It was all good. I didn't know she was crazy back then. And no hard feelings. I'm not trying to shade her. I mean, we've all been crazy bitches in 3rd grade. God bless my soul and my mother's soul. I was a demon child. Okay, so the first couple of weeks went by fine. It was fine. And one day I'm sitting around and I'm just minding my own goddamn 3rd grade business, okay? What are we having for lunch? Pizza rolls? My best friend says to me that Jessica had a crush on my boyfriend when I was out of town, and that she just wanted to tell me in case she still had a crush on him, and you know, that kind of stuff. Like basically she's creating drama, like bitch, what are you doing? So I'm immediately like, my boyfriend, you know, like I'm gonna marry him, you know. I calm myself down. I'm like, homicide is illegal, homicide is illegal. I go to school. This was probably a rule on like at most elementary, middle schools, that you had to be outside for recess. But since we were sneaky bitches, we would always sneak into our home classroom and just kind of chill in there because we didn't want to be outside with the gross boys. Ew. No, actually I like kind of like playing with the boys. I had more guy friends than girlfriends growing up, but that's besides the point. We sometimes would sneak into the classroom during the winter time because I don't like the cold. It's fucking cold. We would sneak into the classroom and just kind of like talk. So that's exactly what we did, and I wanted to lure it out of her. I wanted to lure it out of Jessica that she wanted my man. So we were sitting around in our desks, like in a little circle, and just like talking about boys and like who we had a crush on and all this stuff. And I'm waiting for Jessica to tell me that she has a crush on Brad. And she doesn't say anything. She's super quiet. She doesn't say anything. And so I get a little sign from the gods above, and I say, okay, like let's go outside. So we all go outside, but honey, oh honey, I wasn't about to go outside. I'm a savage, didn't they tell you? So I go up to my best friend and I'm like, bitch. I was such a savage. I'm like, bitch, you know what? She probably has her crush's name written somewhere in her desk. Because you know how you would do that? Like, that's such a dumb idea, by the way. But, like, and, like, stalker as fuck. Like, creepy as fuck. But anyway, you would, like, didn't you guys do that? Like, write their name in, like, a heart and be like, oh my god, forever. You know what I mean? Like, you did that, right? So, back then, we had those, desks that would fold up, if that makes any sense. And then you would have all your shit because you had one classroom, which is, oh, god, I wish. And so, we were this is my confession. This is how I'm clearing my name and going to heaven, okay? Because I'm confessing to you guys that I did this. Me and my best friend went into her desk and started looking through it because we needed to know if this bitch was planning on stealing my man. I was psycho. So lo and behold, in the back of her notebook, she has Brad written in a heart. Bitch, you is about to get kicked the shit out of. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly though, I was like so mad. This is 3rd grade. So the bell rings, we walk inside, I'm still like, homicide is illegal, homicide is illegal. I sit down at my desk, I'm like, I'm cool, I'm chill. This is where I went so wrong, like so wrong. So wrong. Like so wrong. We sit down, we start the lecture, blah blah blah, you know, going around, what is the penis? You know what I mean? Like, not in 3rd grade. This is so crucial to all the stories that I'm about to tell you guys. I was the note passing queen. And I say that with such pride, you guys. I was literally the queen of passing notes in class and not getting in trouble for it. So I'm so mad. I'm steaming. My blood is steaming. I'm so fucking mad. I see this bitch sitting in the like front of my classroom. I'm like, okay, I'm about to kill this bitch. Like, I'm so mad. This is 3rd grade, by the way. Like, what the fuck is my life? So the only way for me to release this anger, I took out a note and I wrote on there, and I remember this so specifically. I take out my notes, or my little notepad thing, whatever the fuck, and I write down the following. That bitch Jessica is not stealing my man, /Sascha. Which is like, why would you sign that? I fold it up and I put my best friend's name on it and I pass it to her in class because, like I said, girl, I was the fucking queen of this. So she gets the note, reads it, and she gives me one of these. You know, like how best friends like give each other that look? Like, she was like, this bitch about to get killed. Where's the knife? Like, give me my shoelaces, girl, I'm about to strangle this hoe. Like that kind of thing, you know what I mean? I don't think any more of this. Like, it was just kind of like a little thing. Like, I just needed to tell her that. I mean, I don't know why. Like, that's so fucking mean and rude and fucked up. But, like, we all learn, okay? I learned my lesson. So I think, obviously, that if somebody, like, sends you a note, that you would keep it so it doesn't get lost. But, oh! No, was I fucking wrong. My best friend, she's a dumb bitch, apparently must have thrown it on the ground or something like that, because when we get on recess again, we get, you know, the bell rings, whatever, we all go out, including me. It takes like 5 minutes, and my teacher walks out the door, and oh, I still remember his goddamn name, and he's like, Sasha, can I talk to you for 5 seconds? And I'm like, yeah, like, yeah, like I have shit to do, like I'm in 3rd grade, but yeah, fine. So I like go inside the classroom and he's like, sit down please, and I'm like, okay. So I sit down and he dragged the like desks to face each other, which is when you're like, oh bitch, like shit's about to go down. Like, that's when you know you're in trouble. So I sit down and whatever, and he pulls out this fucking note in front of my eyes and he says, so, Sasha, what's this about? This isn't that nice, huh? And I'm like, it was a joke! Like, I swear to God, like, it's a fucking joke, I swear to God! Which is, like, such a bad lie. Like, bitch, are you kidding me? He's like, you know what? I don't think this is a joke. I think we're gonna have to, like, call your parents. I think we have to, like, you know, deal with this issue. I mean, I feel like you guys don't like each other, or it's been some kind of issue in here because, I mean, you're both really nice girls and stuff, and I just think that we've had a big misunderstanding. And I was like, no, like, I swear, like, sir, like, it's a joke. Like, we love to call each other bitches. Which is like funny to me because we do that now, you know what I mean? Like, she's my bitch, she's my hoe, you know? But back then, obviously not. So he didn't buy the lie, needless to say, and I got in trouble for it. But I took myself out of him calling my parents, and I'm so sorry, Mom. This is the first time you're hearing this. Anyway, next story. Now, I got a little bored of this motherfucker. I don't know, I got a little bored. I'm like, okay, see, I'm like in 5th grade now, like, I'm getting a little tired of you, Brad, like, step up your game, boy. So, I just kind of wanted to spice things up. I wanted to live this single life for a while and break up with him. Single and ready to mingle. I'm in 5th grade. Hey, how are you? So one day I left a note in his little locker, kind of, like where you put your jacket and stuff. Like, it wasn't a locker. It was more like a little, just like hanger with your name on it, basically, that said, I'm breaking up with you, Sascha. And when he had seen it, he was like, every step I take. I'm disgusting. And I knew that he had seen it because he like gave me the puppy eyes, and I was like, I'm single now. A couple of class periods later, we were in the library, and I didn't tell anyone that I broke up with him because I was like kind of starting to regret it, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I kind of want him as my boyfriend right now. Like, oh, God, I'm such an idiot. I was like, you know what? Everyone still knows that Jessica has a crush on Brad. I'm just gonna say it was Jessica that sent the note. I'm so sorry. Like, what a bitch. What a bitch. This is when I learned my lesson, and like, I am not like this anymore. I promise you, this was like 4th, 5th grade. So I sent a note to him saying, I am so sorry that like Jessica broke up with you, but it was like not me, it was like Jessica. She sent the note, like, do you still want to be my boyfriend? Like, oh my God, I'm so mad at Jessica, like, you know. And I'm like, I signed it, I'm like, Sascha. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a liar. So I pass it to Brad, and he looks up on me and he's like, really? And I'm just like, yeah, like, I'm so sorry, like, Jessica's such a bitch. And he's like, oh my God, yes, like, okay, like, great. So I'm your boyfriend now? And I'm like, like, Jessica, like, that bitch. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, that's so rude. Last story is actually, like, really funny. The last story is in middle school. So I had transferred schools from that one school to a Christian middle school in, like, I don't remember when that was, but I did transfer schools, and like I said, I was a no-passing motherfucking ass queen, and I loved passing notes. Now, in the Christian school, we could not pass notes in class. Like, that was really, really not allowed. So I came up with a little system of my own, bitch. So you know when you, like, finish a toilet roll? Like, toilet paper roll, and there's this little cardboard thing left. I collected those. Until I had enough for every single one in the class. We were like 20-something kids, and I glued them all like stacks on each other, like in rows, and put everyone's name on them. And I came into school and I asked my teacher if we could write the notes in class, put them in the little bin, and then we could all read them during recess. And she actually agreed, which is like weird because I would never agree to that. If I was a middle school teacher, I'd be like, fuck no, like, don't do that. But she agreed. So we hung it up in the middle of the classroom, or like in the front of the classroom, basically. It was in the process from there. You know, great job. So that's really crucial to the story later, so keep that in mind. But I had a really good friend, like one of my best friends in middle school at this new Christian school. We're gonna call her Mandy. Mandy was my best friend. I love that girl. She was like so funny, and we just kind of like clicked, and she was such a fun ass bitch. I love that girl. We grew really, really close. But there was this one girl in our class, her name is, we're gonna call her Emily, and she was really, really jealous of me being friends with Mandy because she wanted to be best friends with Mandy, which is like, this is fucking middle school, like, believe me. Like, if you're in middle school right now, I'm so fucking sorry. And it's like so funny because Emily and I actually ended up being like really, really close in high school later on, so like this story's no shade towards Emily at all. Like, we've been through this like a million times. Like, she's such a fun ass girl, like, I love her to death. But anyway, yeah, she was really mad that I was friends with her and was starting to kind of sabotage me. And I say this in the, like, most melodramatic way possible because she would literally, like, talk shit about me to Mandy and tell Mandy all these bad things about me, and she would, like, basically do everything to make me look bad, and I was just sitting there like motherfucking Mary being like, okay. Like, what did I do? Like, Mary fresh out of the shower holding my tits. Like, that literally was me. And so I started getting really fed up with this and asked Mandy, like, hey, you know, I've been noticing that Emily has been trying to, like, sabotage me, and I feel like she's kind of jealous of us hanging out all the time. And she's like, yeah, like, I didn't want to tell you this, but she's trash talking you all the time, talking shit. And she told me all these things, and she's been saying so much rumors about me, and that I brag, and that I, you know, all this stuff. And I was like, really? Like, that does not sound like Emily, because, you know, Emily's such a sweet girl, and I was just like really heartbroken by that. So of course, being me, I walked up to Emily the next day of school and I asked her like, hey, you know, I've been hearing that you talk shit about me. Is that true? Is that not true? You know, I just really want to know, and I really want to work through this, is literally what I said. Like, I was so mature with it at first, fucking believe me. And she was like, oh my god, that's not true. Like, I've never trash talked you in my life. Like, you were so nice. Like, I would never do that to you. Like, all this stuff. And I was like, okay, great. Like, perfect. Like, that. Thank you for clearing that up. So we go about our day and like nothing fucking happened. Oh, girl. So after school, I hung out with Mandy again. We hung out literally every single fucking day. Me and her were like so close. And she was like, oh my god, Sasha, like, Emily is talking shit about you today. She was so mean today, and you know, she is so mad that we're hanging out all the time, and she just doesn't want you to be my best friend, basically. And I'm like, what? Like, why is she saying that? Why doesn't she want to hang out with us? Like, because we'd invite her to like hang out with all of us, but she would always be like, no. And in hindsight, I understand that now, because she didn't want me, like, she didn't like me, so obviously she didn't want to hang out with me, you know, like, and I understand that completely. Like, I was a bitch. I was like, what? That's so weird that Emily says all these mean things about me, you know? So yet again, I asked Emily the next day if she did talk shit about me, and she's still saying no, and, you know, all this shit. And this happened like 3 or 4 times, I believe, until I got fed the fuck up. So Mandy's telling me all this shit that Emily's saying about me, and I'm like, well, prove it to me, because Emily's saying no, and right now you're seeming like a liar to me. So Mandy's like, okay, bitch, like, let me show you. So she walks up to, this was like after school while we're like getting dressed to go home. So she's like, okay, bitch, like, let's walk into the classroom. So we go into the classroom and into this little rack of the mailboxes, basically. She went into hers, like the one that said Mandy, and she's like, this is what Emily said about you. And I thought I would show you them because I still have them. This is my diary from middle school, I believe. And if you want videos of me like reading straight out of this, I would definitely do that. But I'm not going to show you the page because it says their real names. But I still have them. The notes, like, bitch. Okay, let me just like read these, and I'm so sorry if you're watching this, Emily. It's all in good terms. You know who you are. I'm just like, this is so funny that this happened to me. And we can all laugh at this. Like, this was middle school. We don't need to like be ashamed of it. I, for fuck's sake, just admitted that I said that another girl broke up with my boyfriend and I was the one. You know, like, this is a no judgment zone, okay? This is the first note. I can't fucking believe I still have these. Now, this isn't all in Swedish, because that's where I used to live, so I'm going to translate it on spot, so that's why I'm reading really slowly. Only so you know, Sasha is only using you. You can rather be friends with her. She's going on my nerves. It's not that fun that she's taking you away from me, and I think that you like her more than me. And then she goes, P.S. don't tell Sasha. And then she goes, P.S. again, I cried today. Which is like, me too. Me, girl, feel you, relatable as all. Next one. Either you're friends with the bitch, which is like, I mean, I understand that. Like, I'm a bitch. Either you're friends with a bitch or me. She's using you. Fine, you can be with her on Friday, because we like both made plans with her on Friday, or we wanted to make plans with her on Friday, and then, you know, whatever. Be with your new best friend. I don't know who you are anymore. And this was sent to her, which is Mandy, from Emily. And I like saw these notes and I was like, shit. So I take those notes, and obviously I still have them, and I put them in my pocket, and I'm like, okay, miss. Pettiness level 100. The next day, during recess, I swear to God, shit went down during recess. I don't understand why people, like, the teachers make us go outside because shit goes down. Anyway, we all went outside, and I say, hey, Emily, can I talk to you for a minute? And she's like, yeah, what's up? So I'm like, in like private. In private. So we go a little farther away from everyone else, and I say, hey, like, I've been hearing all this stuff that you talk shit about me. Like, is it true? Like, you can just own up to me right now and I won't be mad. And she's like, oh my god, who's telling you that? Like, I'm not talking shit about you. Like, don't, like, why are you saying that? Like, I would never talk shit about me or you. And I feel so bad. Like, I want to know who's saying this all to you. Like, going on and on and on and on. And I'm standing there like, you're cute, boo. So she finishes her little speech. And I go, oh, really? Because these notes say different. And I hold up these notes. And I'm like, bitch, what are you going to do about it? When I tell you that her face went white... Bitch, her face went white. So she sees the notes, and obviously she realized that she fucked up. Like, she fucked up. And she just beelines it. Like, she just fucking books it across the schoolyard. And I'm just standing there like pettiness. Like, that is the most petty I've ever been till this very day. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, literally, that is the most petty I've ever been till this very day. Like, that is top of the line in Sasha's pettiness. Like, petty. Like, petty. Like I said, me and Emily were fine after that. I mean, obviously, I understand that it was like a bit of jealousy, and I don't hold it against her. I mean, for God's sakes, this was in middle school. You know, no bad intentions. I don't really give a fuck. It's just for shits and giggles I'm telling these stories. So I hope you guys like this mini storytime compilation today. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Prima donna girl, you do anything for me.